shattered!
Stabilize!
There is no escape! Shine down!
Let's light it up! Off we go!
Solidify!
Didn't keep you waiting, did I? Faster. Here we go! Think you can get away?
Illusion shattered!
Time for a light show! Add Ash. Thank you for. You want me on your team?
Solidify!
There is no escape!
I'm going in!
This is order!
Fire hazard! That didn't count. The festival ends.
Stabilize.
Illusion shattered.
Let's light it up!
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
Order guide you.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Oh, fizzled out.
Gather.
Torn to oblivion. Transcendental constrict.
Solidify. I will have order.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
There is no escape.
Since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
This is order.
Illusion shattered.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces? Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him right? Paimon has a feeling feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha... Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond... Yeah, maybe a little. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go to... Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look...
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Kazuha is.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes... He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendly.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit.
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry on.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaedahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaedahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaedahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the finding.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility.
I sense some hesitation in your word. Should you accept this offer, I imagine...
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was...
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's... Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, also that Kaedahara Kazuha was using it...
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using...
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements...
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of... But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me...
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought.
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well...
Yikes! We nearly forgot...
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for... No. This puzzle... My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle.
All the more reason to watch your back! This...
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive.
In that case, I will send some men out...
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked...
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say. like to ask you, do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are all— To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from— Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions—
Millions? Of Mora?
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my private—
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details. Sorry, I got a little off topic, but I wouldn't know where to begin if we—
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any— The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought—
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trails are—
I still find it difficult to believe that few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of— For the poor victim, this would be a
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara.
You flatter me. Truth be told,
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand. Oh, actually, there was one strange— Let me tell you about it just—
Sure. During times like this, the more information—
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma? Now there—
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner— 2 grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by—
Sounds good. All the best.
Ah, if it isn't Kai—
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan—
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony, for only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided, but let's get back on topic. The purpose of— We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out—
Ah, yes. My nephew. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very— But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what— If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always he is extraordinarily talented in martial arts.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be— based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the
What? No. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal.
Is that?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced. Anyway, should you find him...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think you...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened. Let's pay a visit to the Naga...
I'm very sorry. My husband has gone...
No. You misunderstand us. We are here to help with...
Ah, I see. I'm sorry you have to see me.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information. With this in mind, can we perhaps...
For example...
That's a long story. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to... Everything was fine.
Uh-oh.
He lost his sense of restraint. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like, I'm happy he has a hobby and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum.
Whoa!
And that led...
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long... His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our Had I not indulged his bad habits? And I also don't know if he... The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and...
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato.
At first, I assumed they must have got... But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard...
Maybe...
I don't know. He just disappeared after the... Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire. Even though I'm still a little mad at him. As long as he's willing to turn over...
Please don't get upset. There could... If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had is... But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya...
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify...
Thank you so...
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was... The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. Do you have any thought?
Well, Paimon was... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have known. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, they thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryo Commission began but it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how... One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well... Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, the more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Right. Although the time frame seems to Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attack.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one
Let's keep going. Since if we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and...
Okay.
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the... Indeed. But this unexpected... We should remain vigilant.
Huh. So it's an
The force is definitely... The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration, I would have...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around...
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatar... From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it pricks, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of...
So what should we do?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look in. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than...
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't... It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatar... Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to split the main source of the Tatarigami energy.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly trails! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing my attention. Let's take a closer look. It's...
Ugh! Look at this...
By the looks of it, a letter, written on a piece of torn clothing. Well, let... According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato...
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, They've since been Yes. Right now, if Ame no Mayuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire, all the clues that at first seemed I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, no...
Wait! You figured it out? So these...
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish... On with the search. We must stay
Why here? Is there anything special about...
I'm not sure. But on closer examination... Show yourself! It's no...
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So what's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is... But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years. Or rather, as a means to occupy Ame.
You're sharper than I thought. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan. You should be...
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Go...
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a... In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect...
So... swords?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return. I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
So Ame no Mayuya was... Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when...
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hi. Now, give...
The wind knows me.
Join me and sever that divine light!
Shine down!
Order guide you.
Join me and sever that divine
Wind
light!
strike! As one with wind and cloud!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling no one.
Lost. I can never lose. It is, even if you defeat me here, the one who... He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can... The end result is the same! I will end this, and even if I were to lose my fist by any means necessary...
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance.
Really? You can tell?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenome Yuya's body, it's, if you ask me, the mania is probably due to your death.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art. In that regard, why would I ever need...
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you... Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the...
Oh, that's right! Paimon remembers now!
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally... Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill your... I think you realized your limitations long ago. But the way I see it, what
would you know about any of this?
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the out... Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, how could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art?
Silence! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offer... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation. It is pointless to argue further. Descend.
How stubbornly you stick. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your...
What? Surely you're...
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to... Once we have dealt with them...
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must...
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenome Yuya. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenome Yuya felt...
But
even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now...
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first, but it's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony, if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about... Since the Toca clan abandoned that secret base...
All right.
What about Amenome Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenome Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business. How's this?
Wind Strider! One with nature! The wind knows me.
Very. Let's get down to business.
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Very high. Very high.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long with... Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can
Something else on your...
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead... Let's keep going.
Let's get down to business.
The wind knows me.
No more.
One with nature.
To the ferry. No more.
Time to go.
Very high. My lucky day.
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly... He cannot hold out much longer. If...
But what would that do to...
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve his goal. Wind Strider! One with nature!
Fall before me!
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really...
Yes. And it looks like he's
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance.
True form? What are you... Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able... But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup!
Don't worry. It's just more of the...
The perfect dis-
Into the wind! The wind knows me. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud. Stay focused. The wind knows me.
You fought way better with your...
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels. Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during skill, blade, determination, and... There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own conscious Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. I feel a great sense of regret for you. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who... You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly... I said to him, do not...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing...
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause... When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by his side.
Wow. That was the blade.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually... He spent the rest of his life in the forge. He felt intense regret at being tricked, so he instructed this sentient blade to find... All he wanted to show was that they once...
So that's the but after that, the blacksmith's intentions were...
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatar... This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. Yes. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved, he seems to have calmed down.
When I look back at the past, I once told him that I would pay, but darkness and slaughter numb. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma, my physical form, as well as the
His attitude has grown a lot. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening back. Alas, after that, he never... Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after... You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final...
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin Art, Kaedehara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma Art,
Ame no me Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
One with nature. Time to go. The wind knows me. One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me. One with nature.
Thank you for the experience, although he appears battered and broken. In your hands, it seems he's regained his sense of savage cruelty has completely...
You also fought well. I'm sure there are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ish... I beseech you. Please...
Yes. I too trust Mr.
Thank you. Success.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go?
I'm not sure, but I think that all the...
Clear skies can do nothing to hide the brilliance of lightning. Divine bolts can strike even in the absence of rain. Do you see that tree?
Oh, it's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that control... But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from...
Really?
Yes. Badly wounded, and now that Yuya is back, it seems...
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade with...
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me.
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. I have decided... Thank you. I will explain... Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved only in the final moments before his...
Seems like he really...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him... I understand. Perhaps this is a... Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something in... Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in this... After everything I've seen, perhaps... I will continue to support you from this point on.
Wait! Shouldn't we also go update Kujoka?
Oh, you're right. And it's also time to give him a response.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amon...
Wow! You sure kept your ear...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will... And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between...
You misunderstand. That was
I am aware, but I still did...
Very well. I can understand. However, if you should ever change your mind or find your...
Great.
Where will you travel to next?
I'll probably take... As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Mr. Nagato survived. We will continue.
Gather!
Illusion shattered!
Huh? Fire hazard!
Stabilize!
Let's light it up!
I will have order.
Solidify!
There is no escape!
I'm going in! Time for a light show!
Stabilize!
Shine down! Torn to oblivion! In the mortal plane of fleeting dream.
Everybody stand back! Let's